Hello, this is Barry from Barry Wave. How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can probably tell from the title, we're going to take a look at gold. We're going to see what's happening and what could be happening, as always using the Elliott theory. So, first of all, as you probably know if you've watched my previous video on gold, you can find many of them in my channel. I leave the link of a few in the description, and it should also be popping up as I'm talking. So you know that I'm looking, and let's bring some interesting counts to your attention. I'm looking at the possibility of either this wave 4 of cycle degree being completed or further downside before that happens. Now, this count, which the one you're looking at right now, has a wave 4 in a triangle position. What we've seen during the Ukraine and Russia crisis, that escalation brought to an advanced, which could be the start of wave 5 of cycle degree. So that could be wave 1. And we could be now in the making of wave 2. So that's possibility number 1, which we're going to investigate in just a second. And then, which we're going to leave for the second part of the video, is a possibility of further downside, meaning that what we've seen during the Ukraine-Russia crisis was a motive impulsive structure, which was actually the end of a correction. In this case would be a wave B of primary degree. As we know, 5 waves either are the beginning or the end of a trend. In this case, obviously, it would be the end of it. And by the end of it, of course, I mean just the end of these ABC correction, and we could be ready for further downside. So, as I promised, let's start with the triangle first. We're on the daily. Also, one thing that is worth noticing is on the daily chart, we bounced back and forth to under EMA, and now we're finally above it. So that obviously would be a sign in favor of the bulls, but that itself doesn't mean much also because we are bouncing around the 20 EMA. So that could eventually act as resistance, and we can see further downside. So, as I promised, let's move down onto the 4-hour chart. Here we are. So, 4-hour chart, as we can see here, we have 5 waves up into wave 1. Now, nice thing about this is we would have wave A, B, and C of intermediate 2, and obviously this would be a nice extended flat, and wave 4 would be much more simple and at least in terms of time duration, and as we know, that fits the rule of alternation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The question is this a 3-wave move from the top, or is it a 5-wave move? Now, let's see here. I can count 3 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me zoom in for you. Into wave A, up for B, and then we focus just on that move down, that one lower. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up for B, sharp B, very simple, both time and structure. And then, in my opinion, an ugly one. This doesn't look like a nice ugly, so most likely wave B is a triangle, which makes more sense. Hope you agree with me. Let me know if you do or don't. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this actually does look like a 3-wave move. the problem is, let's assume this is a three-wave move. If this is either 1, 2, and then again 1, 2, so we have a nest. Otherwise, and already, if we were to have a nest, we obviously wouldn't like to see wave 2 being this deep. However, it is yet possible. It's still possible we move higher. Eventually, ideally, we would like to see upside soon, very fast, move fast to the upside, and like either starting today, tomorrow at latest. Otherwise, this could just have been a three-wave move. A, B, C, and then either we're resuming lower or we're making a more sideways correction. So let's hide some tools. Let's hide some of these so that things are a bit more clear. So if that's not the case, then if we don't have a three-wave down, which if we look at this, obviously it looks trend establishing. Here I can count like this. So if I was down from the top, sorry, that would still be minor, because the thing is, let's just appreciate how this move looks like just a single move of a certain degree. What I mean by that is, you see how this fits in a channel. Like if I take a parallel channel, it just fits. Look at it. So that makes me think it's a move. It's just one move. So it's not a three-wave move, but it's just a singular move, and that obviously would reflect as a five-wave move. That's why we could have 1, 2, 3, triangle in 4, and then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto a 5 minor degree. I think that's also possible. If that's the case, then let me just create a folder. Otherwise, I know myself, I'm going to get lost. So let's call it 5 down from the top. So that's the case, and we're still considering the possibility of wave 1, primary 1 here, and now potential wave 2. Then this could be wave A, B, C. So either wave B is completed, or else we could see further upside. I'm not saying that. I mean, we still can. There's no reason to believe the correction is completed. Especially, I mean, could I count 5 ways here to the downside? I guess you could squeeze 5 ways there, but obviously it's not the best looking chart. It's not the best looking price action. And then obviously I'll look for one more move lower to then complete primary 2 and resume to the upside. So pretty much this sums up my, I think I can leave these. This pretty much sums up my pause triangle thrust and how we could see further upside in gold, finally breaking the previous all-time high and just reach, it's hard to say, but 2200, 2300 easily, at least. But obviously there's more room to go. If this is actually the count, if this proves to be right. Otherwise, let's hide all of these. And so this will go into the triangle. So let's hide that and bring on to the flat. So flat would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the thing obviously would be that this 1, 2, I don't know why this is showing up. This 1, 2, obviously, is a bit smaller compared to the 4, but not that much, because we would have had a nice extended third, and wave 4 would have been roughly 50%. We could, don't know why 38.2 is not showing up. That's my bad. But yeah, wave 4 being 38.2% of the advance of wave 3. And as we know, that's a very typical Fibonacci target for a wave 4. So after all, even if it's not the nice looking one compared to wave 2 at the same degree, it still meets some other criteria such as the Fibonacci retracement. So with that being said, again, you could have 1, 2, sorry, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that, this time, will be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of intermediate degree for primary wave C. So that obviously would predict further downside to break these previous lows. Actually, let me just show this hourly. Okay, so that'll be wave 1 up for 2. So yeah, we could expect further downside. We could break this low. We could have a, not necessarily expanded flat, but we could have a running flat. So we don't have to break the previous lows. And also, in addition to that, if we get back to that potential wave 2, could wave 2 be completed? Yes. Or else, we could see something like this. An ABC. Now wave B could also turn into more sideways correction. I don't know. As we know, corrections are pretty hard to forecast. It's better to just wait, acknowledge the fact we are in a corrective structure, and wait until we see some sign of resumption of the main trend. So nice thing, obviously, we are below the averages, which suggests for a move lower in this case. And could we see upside? Yes, we could see further upside into potential wave C if we explore the possibility that this is just the whole correction in wave 4 cycle degree is just a flat, or else obviously we can see further upside going to all-time high with the triangle scenario. Now, if we take Fibonacci tool, we know how we see we've reached 38.2. So actually, if we are in a wave 2 position, we know that wave 2 can be quite deep. So we could easily reach 69.8, and therefore we could have further upside to come. And this could just be some part of a wave B. Obviously, we know here we have a resistance in this area. We acknowledge that. So it all makes sense after all. The pieces of a puzzle fit. In addition to that, one thing I like you to notice, and it's mostly in favor of this being completed, is that wave C reached equality and then just bounced lower. So we did react from equality and we had a strong reaction. So I think this is pretty much it for today. I think we explored all the possibility. As always, if you have any questions or if you don't particularly agree with any of the counts, please let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to explore what you have in mind. I'm really always happy to know what you guys think. And please, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, as well as please leave a like if you enjoyed the content and you want more. And as always, feel free to let me know in the comments what you'd like me to do next. If you want some market analysis, some Elliott wave based videos, some Elliott wave theory videos on the theory itself and how to practice. And all I can say is thanks for watching, and I wish